In the headlines, former head, interim national government Ernest Shonekan dies. Lassa fever scourge kills 102 in 17 states. Bauchi State denies 38 new cases of polio virus, says report untrue. And in sports news, Super Eagles lock horns with Pharaohs of Egypt in AFCON cracker. Hello and welcome to Trust News Summary. I am Ayuela. Thank you for joining. We begin with the sad story of former head of interim national government Ernest Shonekan, who succeeded the military junta of General Ibrahim Babangida, who is now dead. Shonekan, a boardroom guru before his selection to head the interim national government, died at a hospital in the Lekki area of Lagos State at the age of 85. The elder statesman headed the interim national government between August 26 and November 17, 1993, before being ousted in a coup led by late General Sani Abacha, the Secretary of Defense at the time. And now on health matters, Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has confirmed 102 Lassa fever deaths in Nigeria from week 1 to 52 of 2021 in 38 local government areas of 17 states. The center stated this in its Lassa fever situation report, noting that the affected states have been alerted on the disturbing trend. The predominant age group affected is 21 to 30 years, while the male to female ratio for confirmed cases is 1 to the ratio of 9, even as the number of suspected cases decreased compared to the figure reported for the same period in 2020. Meanwhile, no new healthcare worker affected in the reporting week 52. The states affected include Edo 212, Ondo 175, Bauchi 39, Taraba 22, Ebonyi 18, Plateau 9, Benue 8, Kaduna, among others. Similarly, Nigeria Center for Disease Control says the country recorded 420 COVID-19 cases, with a slight decrease in its daily COVID-19 cases on Monday. According to the center, 420 infections were reported in 12 states and the Federal Capital Territory, down from 537 cases on Sunday. According to the agency, 482 people were discharged after they recovered from the infection, while 8 persons died of COVID complications. Nigeria in total has 248,732 confirmed cases, 219,479 recoveries, and 3,085 fatalities across 36 states and the FCT. Meanwhile, Bauchi State Primary Health Care Development Agency has refuted misinformation on the reemergence of 38 new cases of polio virus across the state. The executive chairman, Dr. Rilwanu Muhammad, disclosed this during a press briefing at the agency. Says that the report carried on Monday by some media outlet on polio virus is untrue. Trust TV's Adamu Imam reports.
Dr. Rilwanu Muhammad, during the media briefing, expressed dismay, says the misinformation on the re-emergence report of wild polio cases is totally unacceptable. He also debunked that the state is not recorded any polio virus, adding that the agency is making effort in the area of collaboration to strengthen routine immunization.
Through the robust surveillance system, Bauchi State was able to detect 38 cases of circulating Bacin dry folio virus out of 351 samples collected from January to December 2021. The circulating Bacin dry folio virus, which was presently referred to as circulating mutant folio virus CMVP, normally result from mutation, changes of form or characteristic of the attenuated polio virus used in the manufacturing of the polio vaccines. There are not wild folio virus that causes paralysis.
Therefore, Mohammed appealed to journalists in the country to get first-hand information on issues that need clarifications before going to publics to avoid misrepresentation that would cause confusion.
The information was misrepresentation of the speech of my humble self on Saturday, 8th January 2020 during the flag off ceremony to mark the commencement of the first round of statewide outbreak response vaccination, OBR1.
Meanwhile, he noted that like other states and the Federation remains free from wild polio virus, adding that the last case was in 2013, says all measures recommended by World Health Organization are religiously followed in the state. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
And now on political matters, national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, has informed President Muhammadu Buhari of his ambition to contest for the position of president in 2023. The APC national leader stated this to State House correspondents on Monday after meeting behind closed doors with President Buhari at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Tinubu said the decision is a lifelong ambition and that he has the confidence, the vision and the capacity to build on the vision of President Buhari. He said he visited the State House to see the president on general issues concerning Nigeria, including some of the concerns in the APC, as well as security issues.
Problem consulting, and I've not set a parameter of limitation to the extent of how many people will I consult. You will soon hear, all you want to hear is a categorical declaration. You've gotten that truth from me that I've informed Mr. President of my ambition. He is a Democrat. He didn't ask me to stop. He didn't ask me not to attempt and pursue my ambition. It's a lifelong ambition.
Meanwhile, Nigeria's ruling party, the All Progressives Congress APC, is currently at a crossroad as it struggles to address internal crisis threatening its chances of clinging onto power ahead of the 2023 elections. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman examines the web of issues that may divide the party's ranks as race to its chairmanship position gathers steam with uncertainty over its national convention. The report.
All eyes are now on the ruling All Progressives Congress APC, which came to power with the change mantra, apparently to bring change to the art of governance and reintroduce internal party democracy lacking in the existing political parties. But 7 years down the lane, the APC, which is the coming together of AMPP, CPC, ACN and factions of ABGA and PDP, struggles to position itself to consolidate its hold onto power.
There may be some shortcomings, but there are several areas where the APC government has made giant strides. There's no doubt about those things, and those things will come into play when election starts.
Its statewide congresses were characterized by parallel exercise and bickerings at least in 12 out of the 36 states of the Federation. This is compounded by the legitimacy crisis suffered by its extraordinary caretaker and convention committee amidst uncertainty for the much-anticipated national convention scheduled for February.
The atmosphere currently at the National Secretariat of the APC, located in Wusetu, is that of uncertainty. Just as President Muhammadu Buhari and the governors of the party are currently meeting to find solutions, to the crisis rocking the party, which is very pregnant for the fact that no one has a clear indication as to what the resolutions will be. So also, the party's reconciliatory move, headed by the former governor of Nasarawa State, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, is also ongoing. The team is visiting some APC troubled states to meet with the warring factions and reconcile them ahead of the scheduled convention of the party in February.
Some top party chieftains, mostly former governors Alimadi Sharif, Tanko Almakura, Georgia Akume, Abdulaziz Yari, amongst others, want to slug it out in a hot race for the top party job, the national chairman position.
APC right now is at a stage that requires a very firm, very strong, very knowledgeable, very wise, and very smart leadership. Given what has happened in the last year since the Ashomole NWC left, the interim committee have done a good job, thank God for them, but going into 2023, the party needs a well-structured, constitutionally recognized leadership.
As forces within the party struggle to have an edge by influencing the timeline for the convention, largely expected to produce consensus candidates, the concerns, however, is can the party effectively handle the challenge in addition to deciding where its presidential ticket will go? Shapir Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Staying with political matters, the Reconciliation Committee set up by the national leadership of the All Progressives Congress has assured of its readiness and determination to reconcile all aggrieved members and bring lasting peace to the party. The chairman of the committee, Abdullahi Adamu, gave the assurance while meeting with the Kwara State Governor in his office as part of mandate given to the committee to find lasting solution to the crisis in the party.
We are in Ilorin today to listen to complaints, grumblings that were expressed through some petitions that have been received by us, and we felt a sense of duty as a committee to listen to those who are complaining, to listen to the issues they have, to share with us, and to see how best we can find a way out of the skirmish. Some of them may be imaginary, some of them may just be perceptions, but we don't want to forestall, what they may be until we listen to them. The essence of this is to ensure that we avail the petitioners of what we call in law fair hearing, the concept of fair hearing. And by the time we hear them, we will be able to place some judgment on the evidences they lay before us.
We'll work with you and in a way that will build a strong party going to the primaries, the convention, and the election in 2023 to make sure the president's legacy is sustained by the party winning all the national elections, state elections, local government, and presidential elections. So, as you're here in Kwara, home of state of harmony, arguably the most peaceful state in Nigeria, we wish you well. You can relax and make sure that let all the stress go, but we assure you our full cooperation in this process. Thank you very much.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. How auto crash kills 6 women and baby. This and more coming shortly. Thanks for staying. You're watching Trust News Update. Now let's have another look at the main stories again. Bauchi State Primary Healthcare Development Agency has refuted misinformation on the reemergence of 38 new cases of polio virus across the state. Plus, Nigeria Center for Disease Control has confirmed 102 Lassa fever deaths in Nigeria from week 1 to 52 of 2021 in 38 local government areas of 17 states. Moving on to other stories, parents in Kaduna State say that the directive by the state government for public schools across the state to operate for just 4 days is counterproductive, as this will weaken the education sector in the state. Residents say that the policy will also give private schools an edge over public schools.
Reacting to the directive, a student of Kaduna State University believes the policy will affect part-time students who will now have 1 day in the week for their lectures. For many others, the directive will have adverse effects on public schools in ways that are not immediately clear.
The tenet of Islam, specifically Surah Al-Jumu'ah, it tells us with the adherents that observe the Friday prayer if you are able. And as soon as the prayers are over, it enjoins you to go out and look for your livelihood. If government is doing it because already on Sundays, Christians they rest, and they want to also make it possible so that they can be kind of palliatives for the Muslims so that they can rest, I think it's not going to hold water.
Some other people perceive the directive as influenced by religious considerations.
We the Muslim, we are expecting that maybe he will do it for us to get time and go mosque and perform our Fridays without having a lot of pressure. You know, if you go to work, before you prepare from work going to mosque, there is a lot of things that will come and hitch against this thing.
The directive is coming after the Kaduna State government had on December 1st, 2021, transited to a 4-day working week for its civil service with a view to promoting agriculture and family life of workers in the state.
Commercial tricycle riders in Kano State suspend operation after government commenced enforcement for the renewal of their operation permit. Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that the action forced residents and other commuters to move on foot to their various places of work and businesses. The report. We apologize for the lack of audio there. Now, 6 women, including a baby, were burnt to ashes following a fatal road accident at Gandun Sariki village on Dutsenma Yantumaki Road in Katsina State. The 18-seater bus coming from Dutsenma in Katsina State heading to Abuja is involved in an accident just a kilometer to Yantumaki and Amusa local government area. Trust TV's Abdullahi Ahmadi completes the report.
According to eyewitness, the bus driver, who dangerously overtook 2 vehicles at a time, lost control while trying to avoid head-on collision with the oncoming vehicle and ran into a drainage. This resulted into some leakages from the fuel tank of the bus, and some minutes after, it went into flames. Eyewitness accounts indicate that all the 6 female passengers at the back seat were burnt to ashes, including a baby whose mother was trying to throw her out for safety, but to no avail. These villagers told Trust Television that all attempts to save the lives of the occupants of the bus proved abortive, and the fire went out of control. They say the few ones that were lucky to escape came out of the bus with the flames of fire, running helter-skelter looking for how to quench the fire on their bodies. People attempted to rescue the passengers, but the fire went out of control. There was nothing we could do. They were burnt beyond recognition. The 6 that died on the spot were put in sacks to the graveyard. That's the only thing we could do. But we sympathize with the victims and their families. They were running with fire on their bodies. We have done the best we could, but as God have it, 6 of them were dead already. The rest were taken to hospital. The 6 women who died on the spot were buried here in these 2 graves, 3 in each of the grave. Shortly after the accident, the likely survivors were taken to Federal Medical Center Katsina with various degrees of injuries. Besides the 6 that died on the spot. Another 2 also passed on at the Federal Medical Center, Katsina. They are Umar Garba Salmanu Entumaki, a staff of the National Assembly, and Aliu Saleh Damaga Dusima, who was a copper and was said to be on his way to his place of primary assignment in Kaduna. When Trust Television visited the families of the deceased, people were seen trooping to register their condolences in both Entumaki and Dusima local government areas of Katsina State.
Allah samu cika da imani da ke faruwa a ƙasar na Allah imani maganin su Allah ya sa mu ga ƙarshen su albarka Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu
Similarly, one of the survivors of the accident, Ibrahim Mohammed, a staff of Air Force Institute of Technology, Kaduna, who is currently receiving medical attention at the Accident and Emergency Unit of the Federal Medical Center, Katsina, gives account of how the accident occurred.
What happened? On our way, we are moving. As we were moving, so our driver tried to overtake.
Okay.
His front vehicle, I think it's a Mercedes-Benz. When he overtook, then the Mercedes also come in. They were moving in the same direction. So our driver tried to escape using that vehicle. So he went to the bush. Trying to escape, he went into a convent where he jumped in and just fire explodes. That's what happened. So we tried to come out through different directions. Myself, I saw a window. I tried to jump out. When I climbed the window, I cannot.
Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And in business now, Central Bank of Nigeria says bank loans to government have risen by 22.59%, hitting 2.17 trillion naira as of the end of September 2021 from the 1.77 trillion naira recorded in December 2020. This is contained in the CBN report titled Deposit Money Banks Sectoral Allocation of Credit. According to the figures, bank loans, which represents a 400 billion naira increase within the period, rose from 1.88 trillion naira as of the end of March 2021 to the 2.03 trillion naira in June 2021 and 2.12 trillion naira in August 2021. The report further showed that the bank's total loans to the private sector stood at 22.8 trillion naira as of September 2021. Now, President of the European Parliament, David Sassoli, has died in hospital in Italy, where he was admitted in December. Spokesman to Sassoli, Roberto Culo, confirmed the death in a tweet on Tuesday, adding that the date and place of the funeral will be communicated later. The 65-year-old Italian had been seriously ill for more than 2 weeks due to a dysfunction of his immune system. Sassoli was previously hospitalized with pneumonia for several weeks in September last year. And in sports news, Nigeria and Egypt will face off at the Stade Ramonde Ajagara as both sides aim to begin their 2021 Africa Cup of Nations on a positive note. Nigeria will be without top scorer in the qualifiers Victor Osimhen and Watford forward Emmanuel Dennis and 2019 AFCON top scorer Odion Igalo, while Egypt will not have Mohamed Abogabal and Ibrahim Adel available after both tested positive for COVID-19. The rivalry between the two sides dates as far back as 1960, when Nigeria secured a 2-1 friendly victory in their first encounter at the National Stadium, Lagos. Both sides have since gone on to clash on 18 occasions, with Nigeria setting the pace with 8 victories, losing 5 with another 5 draws. With that, we wrap up Trust News Update. Remember, you can connect with us via our social media handles and also subscribe to our YouTube channels for more. I am Ayuba Ila. Thank you for watching and bye for now.